Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's 8 o'clock and another disgusting day out there. Very poor air quality and lots of smoke in the air. In fact, the sunset tonight, again, the sun was just really dimmed by how thick this smoke is. In fact, this is an earlier satellite loop from this afternoon, but you can see some cleaner air here, and hopefully this is tomorrow's air. So hopefully we'll be able to actually be able to breathe outside tomorrow. Let's see. Make this a little longer of a loop, so I'll make it a 48 frame loop. So you can see just that disgusting air, and you can see these thunderstorms popping up also, which we're going to have to talk about. But I see some smoke behind this front. It's not good. I see smoke behind it. You got to be kidding me. Alright, well, we may be dealing with some smoke in the air tomorrow too. Unbelievable. Alright, well, let's go look at the radar. Radar. Alright, so we have some storms over here off to the west. Now we did have a couple of showers over, we had some storms over the city, and then as they moved over to Long Island, they fell apart. But I don't know if it's going to show up on this radar. Probably not. You can see what's left of them. There's some more off to the west here, and we'll have to keep our eye on those. Next, we'll have to see if there are any warnings with those. So let's go ahead and look at that right now and see if there are any warnings out for any of these cells off to the west. Looks like there is a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the state of New Jersey. So it does appear that there is a severe thunderstorm watch, and that's probably because they had more heating. Oh yeah, it looks like we have some severe thunderstorms. It looks like they're getting ready to move into Ocean County, and then some more off to the west over here, over just north of Philadelphia. We're gonna have to watch this as they move into the area a little later tonight. You know, we'll have to see if they actually hold together or not. You know, I somehow have my doubts that they will hold together, but they might, and we'll have to see what happens with that. So let's go and look at the Ventus sky. All right, and look at the current conditions across our area. And actually, I want to bring this back. Actually, I actually want to see how hot it got today across the area. So I don't think Long Island got too hot. We'll look at Farmingdale here. And I want to look at that satellite loop too. Again, from another satellite loop, we'll look at that. Farmingdale 69, dew point is 65, so it is muggy out there. It's humid, but not that hot, and it only got to 77, so it didn't even hit 80, which isn't too bad considering. Let's see what how the city did. I'm sure it was hotter there. I'm sure it got up to 80 there. 73 there, so it's already warmer there, and it did hit 81. Over there, and that shower that moved over the city dropped about an eighth, or should I say, 0.08 inches of rain. Let's go look at Tom's River, because I'm sure it's going to be hotter there. You can see the warnings already out for this area. There's probably a lot more heat in the air there. It's 72, so it is down to 72, but look at the dew point. The dew point is 69, so it's much more humid there, of course. And it hit 85 there, of course. Always brutal in Jersey, what can I tell you? Jersey, you got to tack on at least 5 extra degrees for the heat and 5 extra degrees for the dew point, because that's what you're going to get in Jersey. So now let's look at the Ventus sky, and you can see even now it's still hotter over Jersey because we have the flow off the ocean, which is helping moderate things a little bit. Let's go back to this afternoon at 2 o'clock. And on Long Island, we were in the 70s, but you could see Jersey had 80s. So, again, that's why, because we have the sea breeze. Luckily, it kept us from getting too hot. Let's look at the radar. Let's rewind that radar back to around 5 o'clock or so, 5:30. And you can see these cells popping up over here, and it looks like there was a cell over here, right over central Jersey, and then there was another cell that was in the southern part of Ocean County over here, and then we'll move this over to 6, and these cells move closer to our area. And this cell right here wound up getting quite severe over Brooklyn. Well, it got severe, and the Weather Service wound up issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for Brooklyn, southern Queens, and the southern part of Nassau. But what wound up happening was it fell apart. Move this a little further east. It wound up falling apart. So if we go to 6:30 here, you'll see it kind of just fell apart, and it looked like the heaviest part was right over the South Shore. believe it or not. So it looks like that one hit the South Shore. Uh, but I don't think it really caused much problems. Here it is, and you can see it just weakened probably as it moved east. We're gonna have to keep our eye on things though, because again, we have these high dew points, and another thing we also have is high Cape, or we had some high Cape. Yes, this is the Cape around 5. Let's take a look at the Cape around now and see if it's calmed down a little bit. No, it hasn't. So the Cape is still up there. So the mechanism to trigger thunderstorms, because we have this cold front coming through, and it's going to collide with this warm, humid air and create these storms. And then you have the smoke, which adds a whole nother dynamic to the picture. And I think the smoke may be behind a lot of these storms producing a lot of lightning. Let's look at the lifted index, which is another thing. Oh, yeah, this is up there too. So, yeah, we have the risk of thunderstorms tonight. That's the bottom line. We're going to have to keep our eye out because any storms that form could be on the strong side. We are in a slight severe risk for the western part of Long Island and marginal, I believe, for the east. So not a huge severe weather risk, but definitely up there. And we're going to look at the dew point and show you the dew point right now because, again, we have these high dew points. Dew points in the mid-60s and closer to 70 over Jersey. But you can clearly see the drier air coming in. If we pull this out a little, you can clearly see the drier air. This is the cold front right here, so it's going to collide with this warm, humid air mass and touch off these thunderstorms. Let's take a look and see the lightning and see what's going on with lightning and see if we have a lot of lightning going on in the storms that we do have out there. Does not look like a ton of lightning. But yeah, these could start. I mean, once they move east, it's possible they could start strengthening. But again, you don't really have the the energy in the atmosphere for like what we had earlier this week for all that severe weather. But you can see it looks like this is over Jersey, right over the Pine Barrens. Where else? What else is new? Seems to be a whole bunch of strikes here. So this cell is going to have to be watched here. This is the one that seems to be producing the most activity. This is going to be moving into Ocean County. So Ocean County may wind up being under a severe thunderstorm warning very soon at the rate we're going. And it probably will be at this rate. So let me look at PSEG Long Island and see if the storm we had earlier caused any problems on Long Island as far as any damage goes. No, there are hardly any power outages. It only has 234. I'm not even going to look at that. So let's go and look at the models. Actually, before we go look at the models, let's look at the high-resolution satellite image for today. And just put these place labels up. And let's see, we can take a look at this. So you can see all the smoke. Now, this does have clearer air over here, so we'll have to see if we... But the problem is there's smoke over here. So the question is this smoke going to get caught? Is this smoke going to get pushed to the south? Are we going to get into this air over here, or is it going to be this air? So again, you got these huge fires that are just continuing to be an issue, and it's just really ridiculous. And the smoke is all the way going all the way out to this system here. So it's just nuts. I'm hoping that these fires can get put out. It looks like there is a good rain. Looks like there is some clouds over Alberta. So Alberta's over here. So maybe they're going to get some rain, but we'll have to see what happens if we can get rid of these fires or not. Because I really don't know. We're seeing this more and more due to climate change, and it's only going to get worse instead of better. So I do want to show you what the skies look like today. And then I'll be right back. Good afternoon. I'm just saying this will be part of today's weather update. Just showing you the sky here in Mineola, and it's very hazy. As you can see, the air quality is extremely poor today. We do have a nice breeze, though. You can see the trees are moving, so we do have a breeze. We have a sea breeze here, which is good. Just poor air quality, but temperatures are in the 70s. So at least we have a decent breeze. And here are just a couple of pictures. We did have a little light shower and a rainbow from what was left of that thunderstorm that formed over Brooklyn. And then just these hazy skies and another brilliant red sunset. All right, so welcome back. And I'm just showing you the satellite here. You can see the smoke so I don't know. We may still be dealing with this smoke tomorrow in the air. And I'm going to give Pat Kavlin credit. Somebody over I criticized on News 12 because he's like a really young guy. Reminds me of Jared Kushner, but he actually spoke about the smoke in our air. And you see where this is coming from. So it's very possible, unfortunately, that we're not going to be able to get rid of the smoke tomorrow. The way, at least looking at the satellite, we're still going to be having this smoke hazing up our skies. So let's go and look at the models and see what now. The models, unfortunately, well, I think I have a model that could model the smoke. But let's go and look at our region here and look at the NAM model and see how it's going to look at at least the thunderstorm threat for the rest of the night. So this is about now, and then see there's another line, but I really don't think we're going to see anything. I mean, chances are very unlikely at this point that we will. It'll be very scattered, but whatever forms could be on the strong side. And then we're done with the rain, and we have dry weather for the next 2 days. So it's great that we're going to have dry weather, but will it be clear weather? I don't know. Now, this, again, doesn't really show smoke very well. It's only going to show clouds. But it does have us clear tomorrow, and then maybe some more increasing high clouds on Tuesday. But again, this is not showing up the smoke, so you got to keep that in mind. Let's shift over to the GFS model and see. Oh, before I do that, yeah, we'll look at the GFS model. I do want to look at the HRRR too, as far as the rain threat goes for later tonight. But I really don't think it's going to amount to very much for our area. So here's the GFS, clears us out for tomorrow. But again, we could have this smoke around, making the sky hazy, and then maybe some more cirrus on Tuesday. And then for Wednesday, we have more clouds, and then we're going to be stuck in the clouds again for a while as we play with stalled front syndrome. Maybe we might maybe we can get clear skies sometime Sunday. This is really weird the way this is setting up. Maybe we can get some clear skies Sunday, and maybe we can get another stronger front through. I don't know. You know, this far out, it's hard to say what's going to happen. You know, well, you know the way the models are that far out, especially the GFS. Well, any model in the long range is not going to be, you know, that accurate. So as we go in tomorrow, we have a nice day. Total temperatures only in the upper 60s. It will be cool, and the same thing goes for Tuesday. So 2 days, temperatures slightly below normal. Because enjoy it, because then it starts getting hotter again. Wednesday don't look too bad over the island, but Jersey could see 80s. Thursday, we start seeing a little more heat, more 80s. As we go into Friday, we get more heat as far as 80s go. And then Saturday, still some heat, and maybe a little less heat on Sunday. And then by Monday, looks like it starts getting cooler again. There's no real, I'm looking for any real major heat waves. We've had a couple of hot days here and there, but I don't see any major heat waves in the forecast. So that's good, at least. You know, it could be worse now. We're entering June. You know, luckily I don't see any days where it's going to be in the 90s, which is good. So here we go. Here's the dew points coming nice down tomorrow into the 30s. Low dew points, 30s and 40s, very comfortable there. And the dew points start coming up by Wednesday. Still not terrible. Thursday is probably going to be the worst day as far as this week goes, as far as discomfort goes with the 80s and the humidity. And then we see a slight reduction in the humidity for Friday. Saturday, see the drier air trying to build down. Sunday, again, you see that drier air trying to build down. So we see some humidity here and there, but you know something, it could be worse, and that's fortunately I don't really see. Could be a lot worse for the beginning of June, and so far it doesn't look that bad as far as heat goes, and that's very fortunate. So let's take a look at the wider view. I'm not even gonna look at the HRRR as far as thunderstorms go, because again, it's just a waste of time at this point. We want to focus a little more on the long range. So you see this high coming down. It's going to bring us some nice weather. You see that the air coming right out of Canada, but the question is where. If it's coming out of this part of Canada, the central part, we might get the smoke. If it's coming more out of the eastern part, hopefully we can get a little less smoke. Maybe there'll be a little less smoke, but as far as a nice deep blue sky, there's going to be some haze around, I have a feeling. But it will be beautiful other than that. No problems for the next 2 days. So I would try to get outside. Hopefully that smoke and haze is at the upper, above in the upper levels or the mid levels of the atmosphere. It's not at the surface. Same thing here. Most of it's up at this, up above us. It's not at the exact surface, but there is some of it there. But hopefully we'll have. I hope we have better air quality, because the air quality this weekend has been bad, between the humidity and just the haze that's been around. And you'll see what happens. We have starts that high, moves offshore. We get the Atlantic ridge back, and we're playing with stalled front for a little while. And then we have another high try to build down from eastern Canada. This one may clear us out and give us a nice weekend. Hopefully it can push this stalled front enough to the south and the west, at least for Long Island, that we have a fairly nice weekend, which would be really great if that could happen. And then we have looks like another high pressure system move in middle of June, or June 12th. We're in the extreme long range now. As far as tropical activity goes, looks like there's something in the Gulf, but fortunately nothing. There was something showing, but now it's gone. Luckily, hopefully it stays that way. We really don't want to have any tropical activity, though unfortunately I think we will, due to those above normal water temperatures. So let's go look at the earthnullschool.net. I want to see if we can actually, I believe there is a model we can use to track the smoke. So let's see if we can do that. Alright, so this is a particle, so you can see where the smoke is coming. So see, here's the smoke coming from the fires, and you can see really dense. See, look at it, we're in the red here, so we're in some really bad air quality. The thickest smoke is not at the surface. It's up about maybe in the mid levels of the atmosphere. It's not right at the surface, but there is a little bit of it at the surface. But most of it's up a little higher, which is what's causing the sun to, and all that haze in the sky. But you can see we have this less smoky air over here that's clear, and I'm hoping this air right here is what we can get into. So I believe I can use this. Let's see, we can go one day ahead. Let's see, alright, we are a day ahead now, I think, at 4 UTC. So I wish we could, alright, let me go back. It looks like, alright. So you can see still some smoke around, unfortunately. Maybe a little further to the north we have a little less smoke, but it still keeps some of that smoke around. Let's see if we can go a little more here. Yeah, if we go into... Oh, here we go. It's supposed to go one day. Alright, so this is 12 local UTC on the 3rd. So this is tomorrow. Yeah, this is tomorrow. So, yeah, it is clearing the smoke out, this model. So this model is clearing the smoke out. Most of it should be out of our area for tomorrow. At least that's what this model is saying. Whether that model is correct or not is another story. But it looks like it does try to clear the smoke out of our area. So hopefully that is what happens. That would be good. And we can have a nice blue sky tomorrow. That would be nice. We'll have to see what happens. You can see this is where the fires are right here. This is where they are burning right up over here. So let's look at one more thing, and that is the ice. Again, seeing a lot of melting of the ice here. A lot of melting of the ice. So that is also a concern. Again, we're going to have to watch this. I think it's going to melt really fast, and we're going to come to I think we're going to set a new record ice minimum at the North Pole this year, at the rate we are going. I'll be surprised if we don't. But anyway, that does wrap up this weather update. Hopefully, we can get to see some blue skies tomorrow. Take care, and thank you for watching.